TeamPokeColors family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and like this video. Guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new up-and-coming TCG. It's called GemBlendersTCG. They have a Kickstarter coming up in March of this year. So if you want to check that out and want to support them, that will be linked in the description down below. But today we're going to be taking a look at MetaZoo, Pokemon, and GemBlenders to see which one really is the better all TCG. Hit the subscribe and let's get right into today's video. All right, so we're going to be rating all three of these trading card games based on three qualities. Design, overall quality, and overall appeal to collectors and players. So obviously most of us know Pokemon, so let's just take a look at a standard Pokemon card. We have a spinner rack here. We're in Pokemon Go. All right, you know, get a feel for it. Here's the overall design of the back. Like we know this. Some of us might not know MetaZoo. Here's the back. Here's just a random, I think it's a like land card or something. I'm not entirely sure how you categorize this card here, but it's Flame Aura. Here's the front. It's kind of like a elemental theme kind of going on. Here's the back. Get a feel for it, you know, all that kind of stuff. But here we have something that I was sent by the GemBlenders team themselves. Shout out to Steve. Here we have GemBlenders. So for those of you who don't know what this is, it's a new up-and-coming TCG, and there's a lot to it. So if you look at the card, we have attack and defense, we have a description, we have the title here, and we have two gems up at the top. This one has more, and you know, to be honest, I wanted to just kind of go into this blind to give my honest opinion on this, because if I study up on all the things, you know, then it might become very biased, since, you know, they, you know, wanted me to take a look at their TCG and, you know, check it out. So I haven't pulled any of these out of the sleeves. I've basically got them in the mail, opened them up, checked them out for like maybe a minute or two, and then put them aside. So this is the first overall like in-depth video review I'm doing. So yeah, let's just take a look. So we have Tremor Bounder, we have Garden Sprout, we have Crystal Reflector, we have Usher, and we have Reflector. So one thing I noticed is the center character is black and white, sketched out, you know, pencil drawn style, and then the background is very vibrant and very like jam-packed with action, I guess, in terms of design. We have different foil patterns for different cards here. Personally, this one, I like this guy a lot, or this character a lot. Garden Sprout. The foil reminds me of the Pokemon crosshatch foil they do for like the play, you know, competitive stuff. So overall, I think the design is great. Where am I missing one? Yes, I am. Scuffed. So overall, I think the design is great. Personally, it's different. The black borders make it kind of pop. You know, it kind of focuses in on the overall like artwork and the foil in itself. We haven't looked at the back yet, so let's take a look at the back of the GemBlenders TCG. All right, there we have it, GemBlenders, the card game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Personally, I think this would look a lot better if these gems were hand-drawn, similar to these characters. I don't know if it's just me, but like if you look at these gems, like look at these. These are, I don't know, are they hand-drawn or are they not? Like I really can't tell. It's really hard to tell. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. I almost think they're like photographed, right? But they have the black border surrounded by like a white border, like it's a stroke applied to the gems. Those, however, I don't think look the same as these ones on the back, right? I mean, let's see, is there one similar here? Let's take a look at the blue one on this Usher card right here. Okay, yeah, so they are the same, but on the front they look cartoon. That is so weird. It's a wonder if it's like an optical illusion. But personally, I like the design of it overall. I think the layout on the back is fine. Like I think it looks good. I like the white. I like the text. Just the gems. Like if these were hand drawn, or maybe even just had like a black outline, you know, maybe that would make it look more cartoon like, because you have these characters that aren't like super hyper realistic like you have sometimes in Pokemon, you know, where you have like claymation style artworks or like realistic looking ones, as well as like the hand drawn, you know, cartoon ones like this guy here. So, you know, with Pokemon, you have like super hyper realistic, you know, drawings, and then you have like different art style cartoons, you know. So I think in terms of design, like I think it's probably we're gonna rate Pokemon obviously like a 10 out of 10 because we're biased. We're a Pokemon channel, of course. So Pokemon gets 10 out of 10. MetaZoo, I've seen a lot. I'm like a 7. I'm like a 7 for MetaZoo, just because I mean it's all like very hand drawn encrypted based, but I don't know. I didn't really pick a good card in terms of design, but the red borders, I don't know. I don't like the red borders. The backs are okay. This is phenomenal. Like I'm not being biased. I think this is great. I just think these gems either should be cartoonized to kind of match how they look here. I know here they're like legit photographs, I think, or just super nice scans, but they still, with this artwork here in the center of the creature, you know, it's very easy to assume that these are just cartoon looking, even though if you look at it up close, it's like, oh, it's just an actual photograph. But I don't know. I'll leave that up to the team. Personally, overall design for GemBlenders, I think they're sitting at a solid 8. Like I said, you know, if they just do something different with these gems, maybe like even just, it could be as simple as having like a black outline or something. I can kind of see they do have some like glow to them, like this red one's got some glow coming off the green. So next category we're going to take a look at is quality. So Pokemon, we know the quality. If you've held one before, you know the quality. Meta's like quality is 10 out of 10 for Pokemon, regards from centering. Obviously that's always going to be a problem. MetaZoo, it's more of a like silk kind of card. It's very like Pokemon, it almost has a tiny bit more like grit to it on the back, especially. MetaZoo feels more like you can tell the material is different, right? So MetaZoo, the quality I think is probably a good solid 9 out of 10. Like it feels nice to hold, not as nice as a Pokemon card, but it's just a different nice, you know what I mean? So if you've never held a MetaZoo card before, just think of like a more polished feel than like a card from a deck of cards. That's the best way I can put it. So let's take a look at, okay. Quality feels very similar in thickness. Like if you know, have a stack of them, feels very similar in thickness to MetaZoo. Has a lot more grit to it, which kind of makes it feel more like a real card and not just polished kind of like, you know, it's hard to explain. You about have to have one in your hands yourself. It feels nice. Like MetaZoo, like if I'm bending these two right, I know this one's not a hollow. This one, MetaZoo has too much bend to it. If you hold a Pokemon, let's compare a Pokemon card. Yeah. I know this is a foil, but this is a lot more sturdy than a standard Pokemon card, just from like warping it a little bit in my hand like that. MetaZoo warps a lot easier. So Pokemon quality, in terms of like how the card feels in my hands, like I might trace back and do a 9 on that, honestly. MetaZoo's like a 5 because you can just, like, it just feels too flimsy. GemBlenders, at least for the hollow, I don't have any like non-hollows to test out, but this is like super sturdy. Like, you hear that? That's good stuff. So personally, I'd probably rate it like a solid 8. I don't really know what you can do to improve, honestly. I think it's fine. It's just different and I'm not used to it, so that's why I give it an 8. We got some good points for GemBlenders, honestly, compared to MetaZoo at least. Pokemon's obviously going to be, you know, the top dog for a while, at least for, you know, in my eyes, but I'm always open to new TCGs, and we've reviewed like, you know, MetaZoo sets on the channel before, as well as some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that were the new Shining Fates before it came out. That was a fun video. But overall, looking at the overall appeal to collectors and even players, MetaZoo TCG, I have no idea. Collectors, you have to be a specific type of collector to want to collect MetaZoo, and I think it's somebody who really resonates with the old hollow foil from Pokemon. Most MetaZoo hollows are like star pattern, and they're all the same pattern on them. Here's a MetaZoo hollow. and you guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but this looks like an Evolutions or even base set kind of foil, like from Pokemon. And I think if you like that foil style, then you really would like this. If you notice, the set is Wilderness, so it has that like set symbol thing there with like the tree, and there are some tree foil blotches, like there's one right there that you can kind of see, so it kind of personalizes it to the set, but it's still very busy, and I'm just not like a super huge fan. Like I don't know, I kind of got into it and now I'm kind of out of it, so that's just me, you know, it's fine. Obviously Pokemon's always going to have my heart, but MetaZoo holos are different. So if you compare this to something like one of my favorites out of these bunch here, like in terms of collectability, what do you think would look better in a binder? Personally, I think the GemBlender on the left looks a lot cooler in a binder than this MetaZoo card. MetaZoo, yeah, I mean, it's different, of course, but if you want a binder full of holos, this is going to look a lot better than this, just in my personal opinion. If you believe otherwise, let me know in the comments. I'm open to debating or just talking about it. In terms of like overall collectability, obviously Pokemon's going to be 10 out of 10, just because I'm biased, all right? But if we compare that to MetaZoo, MetaZoo's like a solid like 6. Reason why I say that is because I initially got into it thinking, hey, I don't want to be left out if it ends up being as big as Pokemon in the future. So with these new TCGs that come out, there's always that possibility that it could grow the size of Pokemon or even bigger. You never know. So with something that comes out that's new, I try to get a little bit of the cards to try to, you know, see if maybe I'm feeling it or not. Problem with MetaZoo is it's just too new to tell. And yeah, just some of the directional stuff that they're doing, it's just like, maybe not, I don't know. So probably a 6 for MetaZoo, obviously 10 for Pokemon. But if we take a look at like GemBlenders, here's some of the other ones. Like, as a collector, 100% down. I would buy out a full set, put it in a binder, just because it's unique. I really like the black border. I like the style that they chose for the characters of each card. I like the gem association with the top, and I know that ties into the trading card, or the not trading card. I know that ties into the game. Like down here we have July. This is from July. This one's on the right, so that's from October. We have this one from September, August, and another one from September. So they're all kind of I guess promotional products at this point, because they have on their website you can get like the full base set. These are some of the special foils that they were so kind enough to send out, and I just want to say huge thanks to everyone from GemBlenders. Like, super great card quality, design, everything about it. So if we had to give everything an overall rating, tie it all together, Pokemon 10, sure, yep. MetaZoo 7. GemBlenders, I'd put it like an 8. If you guys just take a look at maybe changing this back design a little bit, cartoonize or stylize it to how you know, these characters are, I think solid, you know, 9 at least. And you know, that's just looking at it from a collector standpoint, because if I want to put some cards in a binder, I want the cards to look cool. This doesn't look cool. Obviously it's not a holo, and the one I showed earlier, you know, it's a holo, but I think these are a lot more appealing to look at visually, even with the crazy patterns going on in the background. So if you did enjoy today's video, please, like I said earlier, leave a like, subscribe down below. More content is on the way. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Hopefully you had a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.